Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace reporting live here at the Blue Note here in New York City. Tonight you're going to witness history. Jarreau, the Grammy Award winning artist, is going to perform here for the very first time in his illustrious career, which spans 40 years. And tonight he's being backed by the legendary George Duke and the George Duke Trio. They're both on the heels of a brand new CD that George just released called Al and George Live at the Half Note from 1965 in San Francisco, when both of these guys were both starting their careers in the recording industry. Tonight I'm going to sit down with Al and we're going to reflect on his career, as well as Al and George talk about beginning where they started off.
In this society, I got a feeling that you're just my side. Say yes and did it, and everyone called you. Don't shy back, just put your arms around me. And if they love me, just you wait and see. Can't you see, we were meant to be together. Wedding bells with the house of ring forever and ever. Let's make a boogie to be there. Say yes, good looking, let me share how your life. Good to me, everything that you got. Come on, because we love you, say you'll be mine. Letting a love that just you wait and see. My sky. Say yes, and walk away. Don't try to put your arms around me. Get ready to love it, just wait and see. Wait and see, we were meant to be together. Wedding bells will be out the rain forever. And let's make a boogie to the man and wife. Say yes, and we stand no time. Get to me, everything.
This is a very, very special project because you guys are going back full circle where you guys started in the Bay Area.
That's right, yeah. I was too young to be involved with this young man here, but no, it was a lot of fun. It was back in 1965, somewhere around there we started working together. Absolutely. Well, Al used to come in on Sunday afternoons. I had this gig working at this club, and I'd worked there for a little bit, and Al used to come in on Sunday afternoons and just a line of singers, sax players, whatever, and Al just used to wear everybody out. It was obvious that he was so far ahead of everybody else that was singing or playing that it became obvious. The club owner, he says, "Man, you guys ought to hook up and do this for real." And then we became friends, and we began working together and studying and arranging music in his parlor, and that was it. And
Well, I wrote about it on the CD of the that we're just releasing here now. It's only 3. We're still a puppy CD. I wrote on the liner notes. I left home Milwaukee in 1965 and came to San Francisco and met up with George and found myself at Duke University. swing studies. George was swing hard. I mean, George was swinging hard way back then as a puppy, and that was a great period of growth for me with George. There, I learned a whole lot about what it is I was trying to do, and what I ought to be doing, and so for us to be back together and doing this is just perfect. Someone was asking me, why didn't we do this before? It wasn't supposed to happen at the Blue Note before. I mean, I've talked to Blue Note 1,000 times. It wasn't supposed to happen for me to be here before. This is the time I'm supposed to be here with this project, with George, this culmination. I can't believe we're at the Blue Note singing about the half note. Check it out. That's deep.
George, I have to ask you, this material's been sitting for years.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to sit down and listen to this, and then two, remaster this and pull out the materials? Because this is volume 1. I'm assuming there's a volume 2 coming.
Volume 2 and a volume 3. I found out that there was enough material for 3 albums. It's been sitting in my closet ever since 1965. And maybe 3-4 years ago, I played it for Al. I said, Al, you need to listen to this. He came over to the house, and I mean, I could see this little tear coming out of his eye because it brought back so many memories, and it really was so good. You know, there are no overdubs. This is straight life what we played at that moment. It's a piece of time that was just captured, and a wonderful moment in time. Even though the audio quality is not the greatest, it was never designed to be an album. It just happens to be one, so we thought it's a piece of history. I just found it, and as simple as that, we put in the Pro Tools. My engineer, balanced it, mixed it as much as he could in terms of EQ. We went and mastered it and put it out. It's really as simple as that. And we left the sets exactly the way they happened. I mean, we didn't move things around. This is exactly the way the sets happen. I mean, this is rare.
Yeah. And we sat down just like we're sitting down here now with the drummer and the bass player and the club owner and talked about it and videotaped that, and that will be a companion piece at some time, and we'll be able to watch it. But at the moment, there are clips. It's called conversations, and they're there between some songs. It's cute.
Oh, it ain't loaded, it ain't loaded. Beautiful song from a hole in a heart. Burning it up, burning it down. Burning so hot, melt the snow on the ground. Better pass the coal down. Clean road to clean road. It ain't got coal down. Got it down. Clean road.
Going back to 1964, 1965, you guys basically were at the infancy of your career. And looking at you right now, when you saw George Duke and when you met George Duke for the first time, did you see that he would be the person that he is right now, the mega music director, the music producer, as well as writer?
And I couldn't have predicted all of the various ways that George has excelled, all the caps and hats that George can wear. Like, you take one hat off, turn around, and got out another cap. I was just listening to Mere Woods Suite. It's a classical piece of music. George is classically trained. George can sit down and play with Herbie and then go funk with the Funkadelics and George Clinton. You know what I'm saying? George is deep. And there aren't many like him. Maybe there isn't anyone like him. So for me to be able to share playing with him, share life, share experiences, share a friendship, and then come and share all that on stage. You can see it when we're up there playing. I mean, there's something going on there. I can't sing everything in the world, but I sing the best I know how to sing when I'm with George.
Al, you were talking about how diverse George has, but I have to play and say the same thing about you, as a vocalist, because not only you as a vocalist, you use your voice as an instrument.
Well, I try some things when ain't nobody listening. I'd be go wow wow go. I try some stuff on my own, and if it sounds kind of okay to me, then I keep doing it till it sounds better than okay, and I figure then I'll spring it on you. And people have been telling me for a long time, yeah, do that. That's some different stuff, Jarreau. Do that. Is that a flute, Al? Yeah, it's a flute. What is that? A harmonica. Does anyone want to go waltzing? Wah-wah guitar. I try some things. I experiment all the time with me driving in the car. People look at you funny. And start rolling their windows up. There's something wrong with that man over there. But it's so fun. So fun. And if you let that go and give it to people with love and honesty, and it kind of works, becomes your thumbprint, and everybody's got a thumbprint in their throat and mind, so I'm sharing my thumbprint and it's working.
Whoa, like a diamond ring, and it's a precious thing. Baby, you never want to lose it. It is like a favorite song we love to sing. Sing it with me right now, sing it with me. Here comes the music, we're in this love. Sing it with me. Just the way, it's just the way we planned it. Sing. Yeah, let's step together with kind and forever.
For decades, you have mastered and continued the legacy of James Moody and Eddie Jefferson and John Hendricks in a form of music called Vocalist. Explain what Vocalist is.
Oh, thank you for including me in that bunch. Those are super super talents. I mean, touched by the hand of God, you know, to do something special, and you just called my name in that group. Vocalist is the writing of lyrics to famous jazz melodies, and especially the solos that great jazz players played, and for me, you know, John Hendricks is the champ. I mean, he's still, for me, pound for pound, the best jazz singer that ever walked the face of the earth. Excuse me, Ella.
And he's about to turn 90 years old.
And he's about to turn 90 years old. Turning 90 years old. I mean, for no other reason than that, to have it so strong and vibrant for such a long period of time, to burn that light. And he and I and Kurt this summer, Kurt Elling, will get together at the North Sea Jazz Festival and do something on stage together, even if it's wrong. We're going to do something on stage together. Yeah. We're getting some eyes together. We're going to do that. We just think it's important. And I can name a few other voices that ought to be there with us, but North Sea Jazz Festival organizers asked for that, so we're going to get together and do something, even if it's wrong. Just stand there together and smile.
I've got a lot to learn. I don't think I'm trying not to learn. And since this is the perfect spot to learn, teach me. Starting with the ABCs of it, right down to the X, Y, Z. And help me with the mystery of it. Teach me to let it go. The eyes of black hole high above you. Yeah, shooting star. I say ah.
You know, you talk about evolving, and the 70s evolved to the 80s, and the 80s was the time when you saw a heavy crossover in your music, and your music changed also. Tell me about some of the partnerships with some of the producers that Breaking Away was really that record that took it to a whole nother level.
You got it. You got it. You just spotted it, and that happened for me in a different way in the 80s. I found a producer. I talked to David Foster. I said, David, well, my manager did more than I did, but he said, David, you know, what about doing some work with Al? And David said, I am so busy right now, but there's a guy named Jay Graydon. Find Jay Graydon and sit down and talk. And Jay Graydon is a brilliant producer. He's just getting going as a producer, but he can do the job. He's got ears and got eyes and got passion, and he can play the guitar, and he writes wonderfully. So we got together, and Jay said, Al, I got this great R&B tune, but I just want you to sing it like an R&B singer. We'll make room for you to... So we'll make room for you to do that a little bit later on a different tune, but just give me the R&B Al right now. That's what I want. And then here's this pop tune, because there's a pop Al Jarreau too that people have not heard. just give me the pop tune, and we'll make room for you to see moving, but a little bit later on. But let me have those two other voices that people have not heard yet. I think it can work out. Bam. We're in this love together.
Million selling.
Yeah, Morning Mr. Radio. Jay Graydon sat me down and said, I love what you're doing, man. I love what you're doing, man. But Al, man, man, you're a great R&B singer, man. Just sing the R&B tune, and we'll scat later on. Just sing a great R&B song. And here's a pop tune, Al. Just sing a pop tune like a pop singer. And Al, I think it'll work, man. You want to try that? Sure, let's go.
How hard was it for you to switch genres in your music? Because, like you said, singing Morning is totally different than Spain or Alonzo.
But the thing is, it's not. It's all part of who I am inside. I just tip my hat a little differently. Set it back like this, but I was listening, to Elvis singing, "You ain't nothing but a hound dog," and I was there when Little Richard went, "Whoa," and singing that stuff on the street corner, because I grew up with it, listened to all of that music. Shoot, I know Bill Haley and all of those guys, and it touched me. And I was doing doo-wop before it was called doo-wop with 4 or 5 other guys. I got music recorded with me singing doo-wop. All inside of me. Give your kids the experience of seeing and listening to all of it, and they can contain it. They can hold it in their minds. What's happened today is kids get pumped full of so much music that someone wants to sell, and they don't, and lots of other things don't get a chance. Go to the symphony, go to a musical on Broadway and watch that. I promise you'll be thrilled to the marrow, to the insides of your bones. So that's what happened, man. All of that music was inside of me and just needed a setting to make it work, and finding the right things. And I wrote a lot of it, because it was there inside of me. So it wasn't such a big switch for me.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace, reporting live here at the Blue Note here in New York City. I'd like to personally thank Mr. Al Jarreau for his time, as well as Mr. George Duke, as well as the staff and management here at the Blue Note. As always, please visit my website, www.thepacereport.com, for my weekly column as well as my past segments. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Until next time, peace.
We